There's a hierarchy for what we do. Sport is the pinnacle, ahead of weightlifting and throwing, gymnastics and metabolic conditioning. Below it all, the base, the foundation of everything, nutrition. It's the most important aspect and often the most neglected and easiest to be confused on. Let us simplify it for you. The Sentinel Nutrition Blueprint is available May 1st. We will give you what you need to improve. You'll also get our recipe book with macro breakdowns. Sign up, tell us everything we need to know about you through our unique questionnaire, and let us help you strengthen your base. Live longer, live better, Train Sentinel. Sign up now at trainsentinel.com.
That's tomorrow, May 1st. It's gonna be May. That's pretty impressive. That advert is 41 seconds long, and Zane got up out of his seat twice and made it back 4 times. You're obviously back to full fitness. All right, we're going to talk about individual in affiliate semifinals. The only semifinal this year. Nothing else is semifinal. They're all in-person qualifying events. This is the only semifinal. Oh, you sound very strange. Talk again.
I sound strange.
Oh yeah, really weird. Like you sound like you're in a box, like you're in a tin can. Something's wrong.
Oh no.
Just push your headphones in and then talk again.
Is that better?
No, that's worse. I think you're not on your headphones. Oh, now they're gone altogether. Oh, man. I shouldn't have said anything. Oh, yeah, talk again. No. So I think what's happening here is when you take your headphones out, they turn off. And now I can't hear you at all. I fucking hate AirPods. Here we go. Say again.
How's that?
Yeah, it's okay. I don't know. It's just your take off. Can you talk into one of the headphones, the ends of the headphones, and just see if it's working?
No.
No, I don't know. I think the sound is going through your headphones from me, but the mic is the laptop mic. I think if you go to settings on the bottom of your screen and then audio, mic, and then speaker. So speaker is like your headphones and then mic.
Speaker. I'll go AirPods.
There, that's
How's
better.
that?
Yeah, that's better.
Okay, cool. Gotcha.
All right, that was a great 3 minutes. So we're going to talk about the in affiliate semi-final. Sorry for the people that were watching and had to sit through that. If you scan the QR code in the bottom left, you get a little 16%. What's your discount? Have you got a Frog Grips discount, Zane?
Zane 10.
Oh, mine is CPW 16. I get 16% off.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Big swinging dick. Sentinel, the middle one will get you a free trial at Sentinel. I'm doing one of their workouts in about after this show, whatever, an hour. 20 minutes. How would you do it this, Zane? It's 15 to 20 minute time domain, right? And every minute you do 20 double unders and 1 clean. And you start at 60 and you add 5 every time.
60%? Or
60 kilos.
60 kilos.
Yeah. Well, I'm
just keep going up until you fail?
Yeah, and then if you fail before 20 minutes, you rest for 5 minutes, and then every minute on the minute you do the last completed weight with 20 double unders. I'm going significantly lighter though, because I was like, well, if I start at 60, that's going to be a 3-minute workout. So I'm starting at 40 and I'm adding 2.5 every time instead of 5. So I'm going like 40, 42, 45, 47, and so on.
So you end up getting up to 160 kilos if you finish the 20 minutes.
Yeah. A regular person will be I mean, you're not going to get there, but you're going to get to whatever. Maybe 125, and then you'll just keep doing 120 for 5 minutes, cool. 5 rounds. Anyway, you can scan the QR code in the middle to get a free trial there, and you scan the QR code in the far right to increase your mobility when you're stretching and all that kind of stuff. All right, look at this. What I've done here, look. What's the best way to change this? I go like this. I go like this. How nice is that? And then share screen. Share screen. That's snazzy, isn't it?
Nice.
Isn't it?
That is nice.
All right. I think we're the last show to do this. I think everybody else has done it. We're going to go through the individual workouts for semifinals. The only semifinal, because they're all in IPQEs or whatever. Right, first one. As many rounds and reps as possible in 15 minutes. So 15-minute AMRAP, 3 muscle ups, 3 back squats, 30-foot handstand walk, 15-foot out and back. And then you add 3 muscle ups and 3 squats. So it's 3, 3, 30, 6, 6, 30, 9, 9, 30, etc. 83 kilos for the girls, 185 pounds, and 125 kilos for the guys. Good Lord. It's heavy enough, isn't it? Pretty, like, early doors. Like, as in, for 15 minutes, what are people going to get up to there? Like 21?
I think the best dudes get into the round of 21 muscle ups. I think the girls probably get into the round of 18. I just think the muscle fatigue will hit the girls a little bit more, even though the back squat's pretty light for the stronger ones. But I think the guys will just be able to handle the volume a bit better.
Is it the muscle ups more so?
I think so. Yeah. For sure. I think you'll find guys that are just like strong and good at, and are going to be good at muscle ups just because of their muscle capacity. Where I think girls, they're usually one or the other. There will be like outliers that do well in both, but I think generally it's easier for a guy to be good at both.
Yeah. There's 11 now, Tomic. Who's going to win that then? Who would you? Someone like Adler?
Yeah, I think with his his strength, and then we've seen like his upper. It's like a very kind of similar, not similar, but the movements at like Rogue where they had the wall walk complex and the back squats, and I think it's like that upper pressing or pulling, I guess, but a little bit of both, and then just the back squat strength. So I think someone like Adler, Dallin can do well. It's going to be the same guys for most of them, you'd say so.
Do you think? Is it?
I think someone like Colton, Colton or like Hatfield would murder this as well, just because of range of motion and the handstand walk's negligible.
You think that the handstand walk is just an inconvenience, just an irrelevant sort of inconvenience?
Yeah, it's a rest, but that isn't really a rest.
Yeah, I get you. What about the girls? Who be strong on the girls in this?
I really like someone like Kyra for this one. When I saw this, I was like, someone who's so elite at like that pulling, and then she's just insanely strong. So I think she would be one to watch out for. I think someone like Annika Greer could do really well in this as well.
So you're looking for a small, compact female? Basically.
Yeah, that can just continuously keep moving.
Yeah.
I think some girls, the muscle ups will catch up to them, and others the back squats will catch up. But I think with that weight, these girls can, back squat 150 kilos plus. That weight's not going to be very heavy for them.
Is there? So there's 6 workouts altogether, isn't it?
5.
So is it? If you mess up one, you're out, basically. Would that be fair?
Define, like, what do you think a mess up is?
If you don't finish inside the top 15.
No, I reckon you can have one that's like outside the top 20 or 30 and still be really solid. And yeah, I think so, because I think the top end guys are going to be so good in most of them that they're probably going to be able to. There's going to be one there they're not going to be amazing at. It just always happens. Whether that be, I think the one that'll sting guys will be the overhead position in the overhead lunge one. Or
that's next, actually.
Yeah, or just like a massive bunch up in heavy Isabel. because it's going to be like seconds are going to separate spots.
How many people? There's a shit ton of people doing this too, isn't there? Like, it's not like it's 30 guys.
No, it's as many as I want. That's what I'm saying. There's going to be outliers. There's going to be guys.
There's a top 1%. So however many people did the open, the 1% of that, presuming everybody does it. Do you see anybody not doing this? Do you think anybody looks at the programming and thinks, oh, fuck that, I'll just do French Throwdown or Syndicate or Torian or whatever. I'm not bothered doing. Like, you finished inside the top 1%. Are you doing this?
No, I'm not doing
it.
Why? First of all, obviously coming back from my injury. So like, it's just too many probably reps of ring muscle ups. The rest of the workouts are fine, but realistically, I don't think I would have a chance of finishing in the top 11. So it's kind of like a weekend of stress, and when I could be, training for Torian in a month's time, and getting ready for that over. So I think unless you're like a games athlete, or you think you can match it with those guys in these workouts, there wouldn't be too much point.
Okay, so you don't see the actual 1% doing it?
No. Probably half.
How many? Like 100? There'll probably be a few people that are like, fuck it, I'll do it. I mean, who don't have something next week or the week after, who are just like, well, I messed up at Wadland Fest last weekend. I'm not going to go anyway, and I qualified. I might as well do it.
Oh, I can definitely see guys like that, like Anyol and Yona and stuff. They'll probably do this because they need an opportunity. Or some guys who are going to do Syndicate but maybe are unsure just because of the field. But again, there's not going to be, after this, there's not going to be a lot of guys at Syndicate, I can imagine. So it's going to open up spots.
Do you think it'll be the same? French, like the quality of the field at French is pretty low compared to the other semifinals, so I don't think that will be affected too much. But say Syndicate has a stacked field, Torian has a stacked field. Do you anticipate people being like, I'm actually okay, I've qualified through the online thing, I'm not going to go now?
Yeah. It's a hard one. But I know for Syndicate, I think if you qualify in the online semis, you can't do it.
Yeah.
I think that's the way they're doing it. So I think it's going to be all your main guys are going to qualify, and then it's just going to be like all these guys that were next on the list are just going to be like a dogfight. And then I think same for Torian. I think Ricky and Jay I think they should both qualify this weekend. And then it'll be up to them whether they want to compete, because they've both got World Fitness Project as well. So it doesn't really matter for them.
When is Torian? What date is Torian?
End of May. So 29th and 30th of May. And then...
So they're both in Nashville 30th,
now. 31st of May.
They're both in Nashville and they're doing the in-affiliate semi-final in Nashville, and so is Maddie, and like the whole Proven crew is there. And then they're both doing World Fitness Project next weekend. So individual semi-finals this weekend, World Fitness Project next weekend, then they'd have a week off, and then Torian after that. So like, even if you can bring in the travel into it, like it's, if they can avoid doing it at all, it's like far better outcome if they just like, oh, I'll go and spectate or do pairs or something.
Yeah, I definitely know Ricky's going to come home after the World Fitness Project. I think he just like, likes to be at home before, and then prepping for the games. Then he'll probably go back to Nashville just a few weeks before. But I'm not sure with Jay. It kind of depends on probably him and Maddie, to be honest, because I could see them both just staying in America as well. But again, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I suppose, when you don't, not that they don't have responsibilities, but when you don't, it's not like they have a family they need to get back to, or they've like, some business that they're running that they need to get back to. They can kind of do everything remotely, which is great. All right. The second one, heavy as fuck. So 2018, 16, 14, 12, 10, 8, 6, 4, 2, dumbbell overhead walking lunges and GHD sit-ups. The dumbbells are 22.5s for the girls. And 32.5 for the guys. It's so heavy. And they have this standard that I don't know what's going to happen. So the standard is that the standard reads that the dumbbells can't rest against each other, I think is what it says.
I can
and
read
then
it.
people have taken that as they can't touch, but I think it's going to come down to like common sense of the athlete, the judge, and the online judge afterwards, saying like, okay, yeah, they tapped off each other, but they didn't stabilize it. It wasn't like mid lunge holding them together so they don't fall over. They just like bumped or whatever.
Yeah, I think if they come in contact, like sometimes you can't, like if you not trip, but if you take a misstep, like they can touch. So I think things like that will be fine. I think if you're like deliberately trying to stabilize,
it's locking them in, like using the dumbbells to keep the dumbbells there, basically, like pushing them against each other is what they don't want. It's just weird. It's a weird standard. It's just an unusual standard to say. It's like they should have just said they cannot touch, like end of conversation, or don't use the dumbbells to stabilize each other. You know what I mean? Or they can't touch for, I don't know how they'd word it really, but they can't touch it for longer than 3 seconds, or they can't, you know what I mean? It's kind of murky. It's a weird standard to bring in.
I think it's kind of bringing in the like the skill aspect. Like this is like having a really good overhead position and like mobility in that overhead is when you're not needing to rest them together. So it's going to be, I feel like guys that don't have as good an overhead position, they can get away with it a little bit more in this if they can hold them together. But guys that have a good overhead position don't generally need to anyway. They kind of just do it because it's a little bit easier. But
will the first workout have any impact on this, do you think, the handstand walk and stuff?
I don't think they're going to do it in that order. So I don't think so. They can do it in any order they want. So yeah, I wouldn't say so.
And how is it they have to be done between Friday and Sunday basically, and they'll have passwords or something, or is it just you have to do them all before Sunday and that's it?
I think it's before, it's like Thursday 3 p.m. and Sunday night for America.
And have they got the passwords or what?
Yeah, they get a password on the start of competition.
Has Grace tried any of these, or have you tried any of them to see what she needs to do and stuff?
She's done she's kept the load pretty light, so just done kind of intervals of them, but without going like crazy. So instead of doing GHD sit-ups, she did skio just to like kind of keep her abs a little bit more fresh. And then instead of back squats, just did echo bike, and just up to like a certain point, just to kind of get a feel for the workout and timings. But yeah, I think you generally know with the workouts if they're going to be, but you can kind of simulate them.
Who are you looking at for this? And then Danielle, maybe good overhead position. Dallin.
Danielle for the girls, and then probably I really like Justin for this. Justin and Dallin, I think their overhead positions and the GHD sit-ups are probably going to matter only for the top couple with the speed. But honestly, like what's 20 reps? That's like 40 seconds for the best guys anyway, and then it's going to go like the end reps are not really counting anyway. So you're not going to make it many times. It's going to be
all a lunge workout for maybe the top 5, because their GHDs would be so inseparable from each other that it's just the dumbbells really.
And I actually don't think the weight, like everyone's been saying the weight's really heavy. I think if you have a really good overhead position and you can stack that, I actually don't think it's crazy heavy. I think it's heavier for the girls than it is for the guys. But
it's quite heavy.
Yeah, I feel like if you can. Yeah,
I mean, the last time I
really like overhead lunges, so
you're biased. Didn't they do this at was it at regionals in like 2018 or something? They did walking lunges, and I think they used 32, and it was like 1 up, 1 down.
They did that.
Yeah, so this is like an elevation from that, like it's a step up from that.
It's a really cool workout. Like your midline's going to be smoked, and then like the quicker you go, the less rest you have. So it's like, do you go a little bit slower on the GHDs to give yourself some rest so you can go straight into the lunges? Like where do you break the lunges? Do you break the lunges? Because it's just steps. So you can take as many or as little steps as you want in like one direction.
Yeah, it's not like a distance. It's like 20 steps. So you can, Would you alter your steps at all? Like, would you be like, oh, I'm just going to take, the way, if you're doing it for distance, you might take like a longer stride that might put you under more pressure. Whereas if you do this, you could take any size step you want. You just literally have to step.
Yeah, I don't think you have to do like massive ones, just ones that you're like, just a stable position. Because like you don't have to go far. It's not really going to change the load on your legs. It's not a heavy load on your legs. It's more just going to be like your shoulders and chest that get smoked here.
Yeah. All right. That's just a video of the workout, I'm guessing.
Guys that can't block out though, it's gonna be guys that look like that. It's not gonna be
with the little
good time
soft elbow.
between 16 to 12. It's gonna be bad.
Yeah, those middle couple of rounds, even just on that's just the fatigue of like if you're not like he has a soft little bend there in his elbows, and you can see how much his elbows are bouncing or like wavering each time he takes a step. Like you're going to be screwed when you get to 14 or whatever. It's just going to be you're going to be under so much more pressure than everybody else who's just fully locked out.
A majority of the workout is the first 3 rounds.
Yeah.
So like the 2018-16, like that's already 54 reps out of like 110. So it's like half the reps.
There's no way he did the whole workout. All right, heavy Isabel. I mean, we don't really need to talk about that. Really, it's we've seen it like 2 weeks in a row. We're going to see it again next week. We're going to see it again the week after. Were you surprised that this was put in?
Nah, I was expecting it everywhere. I think you had to be prepared for it. I think now that Rich got in everyone's heads, it's gonna be fucking everywhere. So
do you think that like there's people that would have done it last weekend? Like, okay, he qualified last weekend, right? But just say Roman hadn't qualified, he'd be doing a heavy Isabel like
3 times.
Yeah, like,
and then doesn't qualify here, goes to another one.
Yeah, go to French, do it again. Do you think that people like Yana and Anyal and those, like, is heavy Isabel taxing enough that having done it 4 or 5 days ago and then facing in to do it again, people be like, oh, geez, like, this is rough?
I think they're probably going to go, I think they're going to go quicker. So I think these times are just going to be faster because they don't have to move the barbell.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I think they've had to move the barbell in other ones, so it's going to make guys push a little bit harder, I think. So I think some people are going to beat Gee's time from Mayhem and can see other times being beaten just because I'm pretty sure it's on the spot. They don't have to roll it forward or anything.
Yeah, Adrian last night was saying that at Wadland Fest they did like 10 reps, move it forward, 10 reps, move it forward, 5 reps, move it forward, 5 reps. And then everyone in the crowd was like, oh, they saw a hand in the air. And they're like, oh, shit, this guy's finished. And then he started going again. They're like, oh, nope, he's another 5 to do. So, yeah, I think just doing it in your affiliate or in your whatever setup you have, and then just like, it will speed people up because they'll be able to just stand at the bar and not have to, and all that other stuff, moving the bar and everything just promotes rest. Because you're walking and pushing the bar, and then you can step back from the bar after you push it and whatever. It just gives you opportunity to settle and like not push yourself. Who do you think then? Adler maybe for this?
Nah, I think I like Dallin more for like a heavy snatch barbell battery work. I'm just trying to think who hasn't qualified as well. Yeah, I think someone just like Dallin's just going to move it so well. Just thinking of guys that also snatch, like obviously Hopper, but we saw him at Mayhem, so maybe he might learn a little bit from it.
I think he was kind of hammered from the first workout as well. With Isabel, and he presumably won't be this time.
This will be the first workout.
Yeah. So if you were doing them, you do this first.
Yeah, I think everyone's going to do this first. I think this one and probably the overhead lunge one.
Just because they're the two most taxing, as in like you need the most intact central nervous system for them, basically.
I think that the overhead lunge one is short enough that you can do, but then also I think you want to separate like your midline workouts. So you've got the toe to bar and the rope climbs. You'll probably do. I mean, Grace is going to do that last, and then if you have to do a redo on Sunday, then you have time to do another one again. But yeah, I think doing the overhead lunge and the toes to bar on the first day, and then having the GHDs on the first day, and then the rope climbs and the toe to bar just gives your core and your midline a little bit of a break.
Yeah. Who for the girls then?
I really don't know.
Kyra would probably do well at that, wouldn't she?
Yeah, she'll smash that. It's girls who can just power them, I think, for most of it, just because it's going to be generally just a little bit quicker. But if you can just keep moving at a good pace, we saw Sprague that kind of powered them all at Mayhem, but he slowed down a little bit. But like someone like Domit, who's just super powerful. Yeah, Kerstetter, I just saw in the comments. She'll probably murder this.
I saw, she did really well at West Coast last year. They did, I can't remember what the workout was, the snatches in it. She was it snatches
10-8, 642.
She hockeyed it worldwide. I saw somebody, I can't remember who it was. I was watching YouTube this morning and someone was saying, yeah, I'm probably going to squat them from the start. And I was like, oh no. It's just like, you'll get through it or whatever, but I just think I feel like if you're able to power it all the way through, you'll be faster than anyone doing even one squat, provided you're not taking the piss between reps. And then even if you can, is this logical to say that if you start at a power and just slowly devolve and maybe your last couple of reps are squats, you'll still do better than someone who's like squatting from the start? Do you know what I mean? And just for the cycle speed and stuff.
I think powers can take a lot more out of you if you continuously, if you're not super good at snatches, they can take a lot more out of you. So you might need a little bit more rest between it, but you don't want to squat them. So, I mean, you have someone like Guy who is just such a strong squatter anyway. So if you've got strong legs, then squatting it, the weight's not really heavy. 100 kilos isn't a lot to overhead squat, but
yeah,
you might just be able to continuously move through it.
Yeah, so maybe Olivia or Kyra. I'm trying to think who else is there.
Yeah, and then you would think someone if Spiegel was doing it or something, but
yeah, I don't see why she would.
See who's on the leaderboard.
We can't actually see the leaderboard because it's still the team leaderboard. So when you go in, it just auto-populates. Really? I think so. I'll try it again now, but I think that's right. That's what it was like this morning anyway. Leaderboard. Oh, it's updated. Oh my God. I mean, how the fuck are we going to do this?
Well, I think you just can go to the women from last year. You can just go what
about this guy?
Did the best in the workout. Oh yeah, I
know him. What about Jack Roseman?
You got girls like Shelby Neal.
Didn't she do it at Mayhem though and didn't do particularly well?
Yeah, but she did really well in the snatch shuttle last year. So I think a lot of people were really affected in that workout.
The run and stuff.
Yeah. So I think Kyra will do really well in this again. And then I'm thinking Oceana. I mean, I'll say Grace. I've seen her do a couple of intervals with it, and I think she can really push the pace. I think you've just got to try and get out ahead of it and just kind of hold on is what some of these people are going to do. And, just pray that they're not failing. I'm not sure. I'm looking at all the leaderboards now, but I think it's going to be just your stronger girls.
There's 50 per page. And there's 50. It's probably about 100.
Shelby's not doing online.
Something. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 2, 4, 6, 8, 32, 4, 6, 8, 30, 138 women.
So it's not that
I wonder
many.
how many they were expecting. And there is...
Like, it's better for whoever's doing it because there's less spots that you can probably lose.
157 guys registered.
Yeah,
Some of them might not do it.
Yeah. I don't think there's going to be many more that sign up if they haven't already.
Yeah, true. Actually, there might be another couple that sign up, but there also might be a couple that sign up that don't do it or don't submit a score or whatever. Sharouche.
Yeah, I would say Kirsten for this. Olivia should win this, like, hands down.
Okay. We're not on this one. We're on this one yet. Okay, so Olivia, and then who'd you say? Dallin for the guys. Also, if anybody wants to.
Or Adler. Yeah, he's strong.
I said Adler and you said no.
No. He's going to be good in everything. So I don't think there's anything he's going to be bad
at. If anybody would like to go to the Heat 1 app, you can win $500. You play this, don't you, Zane?
Yeah, I need to do my picks for this week.
So you just make your picks for who's going to qualify. Top 11 guys, top 11 girls. Sponsored by We Prefer the Hate, JR's programming company, who are incidentally doing... Oh my God, what's wrong with my brain? They're doing Syndicate Crown. And if you want to, so you can play Heat 1, win $500, and you can go to the Syndicate Crown or We Prefer the Hate Instagram. And they have the names of the workouts, which, as I said to Adrian last night, judging by which we got none of the workouts right.
Zero.
For our prediction show. So they have all the names up there, and you can go and kind of guess. People are guessing in the comments what they are. Wow, 2 Kinneys really going on in. But yeah, you can guess what they are. All right. Back to this. So just to recap for anyone that's playing. Muscle ups, back squats, you're saying Kyra and Adler?
Yeah, I said, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay. Dumbbell overhead lunges and GHDs, you're saying, who did you say, Dallin and Danielle? Is that what you said?
Yeah, Dallin or Medeiros. Oh,
yeah, Medeiros, yeah.
And
Danielle.
Yeah.
And then you're saying Olivia and Dallin.
Yeah, I kind of like them.
So first, Dallin's looking like he's going to be in first place on yours anyway. All right, 10 50-foot shuttle runs, 10 clean and jerks, and then max lateral burpees over the bar in the remaining time, resting 1 minute between, and you're going every 2 minutes for 5 rounds.
This is not a good workout.
Yeah, this is nasty.
Yeah, we did this today. I did this today.
How many burpees do you get, like, on average? It can't be that many.
I think the winner is going to get like 14 to 15 around.
Yeah.
Like average. So I think they'll start out more, and then I think I think the winner will get 72 to 75 probably. Unless there's some crazy, like someone even crazier. Like I can see someone like Colton just going like mental on it. But he doesn't have to do it. But I think 75 probably wins it. And then I think if you're 68 and above, I think you're doing pretty well.
So every time when it goes, so on 0, on 3, is that the way it works? Yeah, on 0, on 3, on 6, on 9, basically.
Yeah,
you're
so
resting
0
for
to 2
to 3. Yeah, you're resting 2 to 3.
Yeah.
And then, okay. And 10 shuttle runs. How long is that taking?
So I think that's anywhere from like 50 seconds to a minute for like, so today I think they're about 55 seconds, like to a minute.
And then what about the clean and jerks? Like,
again, I wasn't trying to qualify for the CrossFit Games. I was trying to push Grace a bit and get some numbers for the other guys. So but
clean and jerks,
10 clean and jerks,
30 seconds.
Yeah, I went touch and go on these just because my burpees are just like need to improve. So I knew that if I went anything but touch and go, that I would just lose too much time. So I think most guys, this weight isn't going to be that bad for them, and I think they're just going to go touch and go. The girls this weight is nothing, like actually nothing. They're just going to fly through this. So I think there could be some chicks that almost beat the guys for the best score in this workout, even though the shuttle runs should favour the guys. But that weight is just nothing for the chicks.
Who would you pick for this then, guys and girls?
I really like someone like Jay with this one.
Yeah.
Jay and Rick are both, I think, just their like repeat efforts with running especially, and I just think the way that they move the bar and just kind of like want to hurt, I think they can do really well in this workout for them.
Yeah, I go Jay. Yeah, I think you're right. What about females then?
Not sure for the girls. Like it's literally just who can recover like the best. The first 2 rounds aren't too bad. You can probably hold a pretty similar on those 2. Round 3 is really where it kind of like starts to hit you, like after round 3.
Miriam Van Roer. She'll do well at this because the weight is not significantly heavyweight. It's not going to be a separator. She's going to be good on the running. She's going to be crazy good on the burpees. Did I see her name though? That's the next question.
She's definitely doing it. I've seen her do posts about it.
Okay, yeah. So she's my pick.
It's just literally how many burpees can you get in 30 seconds, 35 seconds,
and nobody's going to get more than her. If that's what the challenge is, no one's going to get more burpees. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think she hasn't been beaten in a burpee workout she's done, basically. So, like, there's only so fast you can go on the running and the clean and jerks. I think the girls will be just behind the guys in the run, but I think they move the bar slightly quicker, the best ones. And then it's just who burpees quicker.
Yeah. I mean, there's not going to be much time between pretty much every athlete that matters, we'll say. Every athlete of significance to the top 11, getting back to the burpees, there's going to be maybe 3 or 4 seconds between, like, from the first to the last of the ones that matter. And then even if Mirham or whatever is last, she's going to make up those 4 seconds with her burpee speed. Do you know what I mean? It's not like, I can't see anybody doing better than her. Lucy McGonigal will probably do well at it too, actually. But yeah, I'd say Mirham.
You just got to think, like, you average 13, you get 65. You average 14, you get 70. So it's like only just one more, it's 5 more reps, but that's going to be like, there's going to be massive, like loads of people in each rep. So it's just going to be every single rep's going to kind of count here.
Even if you average, if you average 14 and get 1 extra on your last one, you're probably going to separate yourself from 10 people. Yeah.
I think you've got to just try and go out like hard. Like after I learned this today, I was like, okay, try and be like consistent throughout, but it catches up to you no matter what. So it's like probably try and go out harder than you think, and for at least the first 2, and kind of give yourself a buffer, and then you've just got to kind of accept that it's going to be really shit. And then the last one is kind of like whatever you've got left anyway. So the first 2 are like not as bad, but you have to push it harder. 3 and 4 really suck. And then the last one is whatever you have.
Okay, so Jay and Mirham, are they our picks?
Yeah, I like Jay in that.
Yeah. I also think this is the type of one that so I know Colton is going to Proven. If he's not there already, probably not there yet, actually. So he's going, and I think they're going to have him pace certain, like not all of them, but have him do certain ones of the workouts to be like, do it, we'll watch you, we'll see, whatever. They'll get him to do this one, I think. And everyone will have...
He will murder, He'll be quick. I think just his...
Everyone will have a pace. So Jay will be able to watch that and say, all right, well, he got whatever, 17 per round. If I get 15, I'm okay. You know what I mean? And I also think Jay just has an extra, I don't know how to measure it, an extra gram of intelligence where he can watch, take it in and apply it to himself quicker and not need to redo it or anything. Is this one that people redo, do you think?
It's one you can redo.
It's probably the most round to make up.
Your feet just kind of burn. Your feet just kind of burn up.
It has the most potential
Yeah.
for moving up the leaderboard, doesn't it? Like it's like 1 rep here makes a big difference compared to 1 second in another workout. Would that be accurate?
Yeah, I think it's more. Yeah, this is like probably 1 rep is like 10 seconds in Isabel.
Yeah, there's a bigger payoff here for for a redo or for Colton's so fit that would be discouraging. Yeah, but I think it's like when you're you have a choice. So I don't know, did you ever see that video of the guy doing the London Marathon and he takes off with the Kenyans and he's just like clearly has no business being with them, and he's like full, like the guys are just like gazelles just like jogging, and he's like full sprint trying to keep up with them, and then he just fades off and like veers off into a ditch. I think you have to know that, all right, Colton's doing this, therefore I should do this. So like Colton's going to be the best in the world at this workout probably, and thankfully he's not on the leaderboard for those guys, so they can look at him and say, all right, well, he got however many reps, I need to get maybe within 10 of that or within 5 of that. Okay, last one.
I just think how he moves the barbell,
just his cycle rate of burpees too, it's just crazy.
It's
just crazy fast. Last workout, as many it's just so long, 30-minute AMRAP of 1,000-meter row, 30 toes to bar, and 6 rope climbs to 15 feet. They're just regular rope climbs, aren't they?
This is long.
It's so long.
Yeah.
Like, you're really going to get to know yourself in or around minute 17 of this. You're really going to become familiar with the voices in your head. How bad do you want it, basically?
Yeah.
It's gnarly. Do you think they did the 1,000-meter row? My dogs are fighting outside. Do you think they did the 1,000-meter row because of the little calorie trick in the Masters?
No, I think I heard, like, I was listening to this Shut Up and Scribble the other day, and Boz just always loves meters. Like last year in the Open, it was like a 300-meter row, so it literally didn't matter what pace you rode at, because like me and Grace were rowing together, but if I rode a 145, she rows at a 150, I still only get off a second and a half or 2 seconds before her. So I was like, what's the point if you can move faster than the other ones? So I think I'd prefer calories if you really want to see like the best rowers. But so this isn't going to be a row workout. It's literally just all toe to bar and rope climbs.
If you're rolling 300-meter, I know the calorie trick is old, like the Masters that were doing it. But I'm saying that it was so publicized after the semifinals that I was asking, do you think maybe they changed it because of that? Because everybody was talking about it. I know you're saying that a 300-meter row, it doesn't matter, but I mean that a second and a half times 3, so that's going to be like a 4-second, 5-second advantage someone has at the row a couple of seconds faster.
You still make that up in
1 rep of toes to bar, I guess, or like not taking 1 break on toes to bar.
Yeah, you still make that up in 6 rope climbs pretty easy if you're just a little bit quicker.
What is this then? Is this a test of how well you recovered after the GHD? Is it a test of your pulling? Is it a test of your, like, what's the separator here? You there?
Oh, your Wi-Fi's off.
Oh, I think it's yours because I'm okay on my end.
Is it?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Is that okay? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
What's
I think it's literally just going to be just rope climb speed and how consistent can you be throughout the rounds, and just being smart with the toe to bar. Like you can take small breaks, do quick sets of 10 throughout, because you basically know you're going to get, for the guys, it's going to be like 5+ rounds, probably into the last row, and then girls, it's probably going to be just shy of that, just because of the overall fatigue, I think.
Who is this guy? And where is he? I'm really confused by where it is and who the fuck he is.
It's
Yeah,
Oz's
okay.
barn.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. Who do you look at for that then? I'm guessing like, so for the guys like Sprague, it's a tall
Sprague
guy's
and
workout,
Dallin,
isn't it?
again, just big guys, really good at
Yeah.
like Toda bar. I wouldn't say is like you don't have to be really good at gymnastics for that, but you just have to have like a good capacity, and all the top guys have a really good capacity. I also think Ricky is, I think he's going to smoke this workout. His rope climbs are faster than anyone I've ever seen, like when he's on. And his grip strength, like in Toda bar, is like crazy as well. And then his rowing is also very good. At Rogue last year in that row thruster muscle up workout, and when he won that, his like rowing was exceptional in that. So yeah, I think someone like Ricky or James.
Is this kind of time domain one that doesn't suit him with this type of workout? Like one where it's like is there a danger of him? I'm just playing devil's advocate, but is there a danger of him maybe coming out too hot versus someone who paces it perfectly all the way through, like the other two movements, say the toes to bar and the rope climbs, and that like it's a type of workout where if you mispace it and have to take, no one's going to fail a rope climb, but if you just have to take an extra 2 seconds to shake out your hands a bit because you didn't pace it as well as someone else at the start of the workout, that's 5 spots in the leaderboard then.
You got frog grips, it doesn't matter. No, I think the long time domain is good for Ricky.
Okay.
It's kind of just like grunt work at the end as well. Like the last 2 rounds, they're gonna suck. Like the first 3 rounds are almost just like a buy-in, and then you're gonna have like probably 5 and a bit. So I think someone like Ricky for someone who isn't taller, and then Dallin and James, that'd be like my top 3 for this.
What about the girls then? I'm just like scrolling the leaderboard here.
Someone who's a little bit taller.
Lucy McGonigal might actually do well on this one too.
Yeah, I like someone like Grace for this as well.
Yeah,
like a longer endurance workout. She's really good at rope climbs. I would say she's a top 3 rower in a games field. But yeah, I think a little bit of a tall athlete, like someone, Emily Rolfe, like that longer endurance. It'll come
do you
down
think
to just
anybody
who doesn't blow up.
Do you know? Do they submit their workouts? Like, is it just they all have to be in by Sunday, or do they have to submit certain ones by certain times, like quarterfinals?
No, they just submit them all.
Oh, yeah, I was wondering, like, is there anybody? I mean, it might still happen if you have somebody who bombs one of the workouts or 2 of the workouts, like just shits the bed on the back squat one or the overhead lunge one. Do they just stop? Just say, like, what's the point? Like, I'm after coming 50th in that back squat workout. It's not going to happen. There's no point killing myself
think they just don't do any other workouts?
Yeah, just call it a day and just say, I'm just going to save myself for Syndicate, or I'm just going to save myself for French, or I'm just going to save myself for NorCal.
I think once you start these, if you're like a games athlete, I think you finish them. I think you have to. You're going to put like all this effort in. You're going to have people judging you, like putting their neck out for you as well. I think if you do the workouts, you might as well see where you're at, because it still gives you a really good like base and kind of idea for their coaches where you're at and what you need to work on before Syndicate or before Torian or before.
I mean, you're not going to do a lot before. You've only got like 2 weeks.
Yeah, you know what I mean, though. But something that can be.
I'm just trying to think. There's no like crazy standout. Like Phyllis saying Danielle Brandon. Like this is, for me, this is the type of workout where she has a meltdown.
It's just a long time. I think it's someone.
That's my only concern with her is that she'll fail a rope, or she won't fail a rope climb, but like she, might need to take a bit of extra rest, and then we'll get pissed off. But I guess she's not doing it in a public setting. She's doing it in her own circumstances. So maybe it's easier in that scenario to, be talked through it or whatever.
And I don't think 30 total bar is like too much for some people. Like even if you don't have like amazing grip strength, like I know
You see
Grace example.
the rope climb as well, isn't it? Like it's
Yeah,
you need pulling strength, but it's like technique. Like because it's not legless, it's like once you're quick and once you have a fast cycle rate at like getting up and down the rope, it's a huge advantage compared to someone who's like more labored or more like so. Like I'm thinking, Andrea Solberg is very good on the rower. She's good at gymnastics. She's not great at like ring muscles or legless rope climbs, but the fact that they're
she can't do
legged
that,
rope
yeah.
climbs, she should do well. And this is the type, like it's the type of time domain that will suit her as well. So she could do good.
Yeah, I think there'll be a few different ones, just like people who maybe you don't expect to do well in this. Again, I think Grace can do really well in this workout. I think the total bar, you can just break them at smart. And if you have a really good rope climb technique and you're good on the rower, and 30 minutes is like a long time, I think you can push that.
Yeah.
So I'll say like Rolf, I like Grace on this. Some of the girls that you just generally see in like those longer time domain workouts as well, or just like grunt work. Someone said Healey Adams. Yeah, Healey could do really well in this.
Yeah, I think
again, it's good. Yeah.
I don't know if Healey will do well. Just looking at the people that are here, is there anybody that you're like, oh, they could be in trouble? Like I'm so it. Yeah, like I'm looking at the Heat 1 app.
Mm-hmm.
And like when you're doing, so I have, right, Pepper first, Adler second, Medeiros third, Ricky fourth, Sprague fifth, Jay sixth, Harry Lightfoot seventh, Hopper eighth. And then it's like 9, 10, 11. I have like, there's so many people to pick from that are really good athletes. And it's like, there's only like 3 spots left. So if you pick, like, I don't know, Heinrich Happelainen probably won't be, I'm imagining he won't be ready. Like that he'll be,
no,
I just can't see how you could recover that quickly. Callum Clements, Wadland last weekend. Colin Bossart, Wadland last weekend. Agnol, Wadland last weekend. Yana, Wadland last weekend. So then you're left with like Nick Matthew, Bailey Martin, Nick Matthew, Sam Quant, Rich Froning, George Sterner, Luke Parker, Travis Mayer, Tudor Magda, Jack Roseman, Chris Ibarra. I don't know. And that's not even the full 150 or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Do you think Rich Froning actually does it? Like actually tries?
He might just do it for like to give them times and to give them like something to go off. He's going to be working out anyway, so why wouldn't he do them?
Yeah. I wonder is Chris Ibarra going to Proven?
I don't know. I have no information on
that. The female side then, it's really annoying me that I don't know if T is doing it or not doing it. Like it's really annoying me that I don't know. I don't know is she doing is she actually going to do the in-affiliate one and try and qualify through that? You're like, I know, but am I allowed to say or not allowed to say?
I'm not sure.
So I have her in first.
I think T is going to test them.
Yeah, I don't think she's going to do them. I can't see her doing them. I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah, I think she's trying to qualify. Yeah.
Alexis.
What about Ariel Lowen? I really like Ariel. She did really well in the row deadlift double under last year, the 20-minute AMRAP in the open. And I think that kind of like how consistent can you be with your rounds without falling off too much is someone who I look at.
How will Luke Luke's not doing it. So he's in a similar boat to Zane, where he's not injured, but he's like, I just want to be ready for Torian. And like he was like, I could absolutely sell my soul and come like 13th, and then there's no point. So he's like, I'm just gonna wait. Augustin Riquelme of Argentina has a good chance of qualifying online. He has been to Mayhem Classic, and was he? And finished fourth at the Soar. Greetings from Argentina. So you're biased. Yeah, old Healey could do well. Yeah. How many, if any, rookies make it this year? I'd say none.
I think 2 to 3 on both sides.
We've had none so far, have we?
Yeah, but then I think after this weekend, I think there's going to be people that take the spots and then don't have to go to their semifinals and stuff. And I think it'll open spots. And it only takes, one good weekend, one good set of events, do well. So,
yeah, no, that's fair. I actually forgot that this had an impact further down the line. So then same on so if you go to the Heat 1 app, I don't know if you can see that, you can pick your roster. So I have Alexis, but I had Tia first. I don't know what to do with Tia. Alexis, Ariel, Grace, Danielle, Alex Kazan, Amy Kringle, Kyra Milligan, Lucy McGonigal, Sydney Wells, Andrea Solberg. But then you're leaving
Kazan
out
one we didn't even say.
Yeah. My only issue with her is I don't know what she's doing. Like I don't know what state of readiness she's at, because she was injured. She had some kind of shoulder issue or hip issue or something, or both, I think, like last year. And then I don't know, like it's just hard to know. She hasn't been very publicly posting stuff, whereas historically she was very publicly posting stuff, which has me concerned, but maybe I'm reading into it too much. But then leaving out Emily Rolfe, Brooke Wells, Hayley Adams, Madeline Stewart, Claudia Gluck, Erica Folo, Olivia Christetter, Paige Semenza, Annika Greer, Caroline Stanley, Shelby Neal, Manon Anganese, Hattie Canyo, Lexi Neely, Caroline Prevost, Seher Kaya, Linda Keesman. They're all games athletes from last year or the year before.
It's cutthroat, eh?
It's crazy.
It's brutal. You left out some good people there as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think see, even that's what I'm saying. If you get like a workout outside the top like 40, it probably hurts you, just because there's like 120 athletes, 130 you said for the girls. So I think that could hurt. But yeah, I think heavy Isabel is going to fuck some people up and keep some people out. And then there's just going to be one workout some people don't do great in that might hold them. To be consistently average across the board.
Craig is saying that Claudia has a French semi-finals. Yeah, but I just think, well, she's really good. Her overhead positions are crazy good. She's really good at handstand walking and gymnastics. So the workouts suit her. Overhead lunge suits her. The handstand walk is going to be not even an inconvenience for her. The rope climb workout will be really good for her. So I think if you have an opportunity to get it, the earlier you get it out, and the more, some people need to race. So like say Jason going to Dallin and doing it with him, that makes sense. But for other people, like say Danielle Brandon, I think it's perfect for someone like that when everything is fully in your own controlled environment and you've no outside variables to consider. You don't have to worry about anything else. You can literally just say, hey, close the gym for 2 days. I want nobody there and I just want to do it myself. And you're in total control over everything. Other people like Claudia, I think would do well at I think her boyfriend owns a gym, or they manage a gym together, or maybe they own it together. And you get the whole community in to cheer you on. And then it's still your environment, still within your control, compared to going to French Showdown and some freak shows up and does like really good at one of the workouts out of nowhere, or you capitulate 5 reps in. You fuck this up 5 reps in, you just start again. Do you know what I mean? You mess up some, you like the bar, I don't know, freak thing, the bar slips off your back in one of your back squats. You just say, all right, cut it, we'll just start again in 2 minutes. Like, it's no big deal. That happens at an in-person semi-final, you're last.
Yeah. You know? There's no, that's why I hate people redoing. I mean, you can always redo workouts, but it's like, it really shows like when you get to competition who does well like once off, and like who needs like a few goes. especially people that like I know and stuff who like who don't have to redo workouts, but they want to redo workouts. It's like, well, why don't you give your best effort the first time? Or they redo it 2 times. They redo it 3 times. Like, what are you doing? You're not going to get anything out of it apart from a slightly higher position on the leaderboard. Like, if you're not giving everything your first time, you're not really setting yourself up when it comes to like bigger settings.
Yeah, but do you
if
think
you get
that
direct by a judge, you can't argue that.
Well, you can. It's not going to have any positive impact, but you can.
Yes.
Yeah. Fuck you! I'm going to burn your whole family. It's not going to really improve anything. Hello, Grace. Do you think that? What about the other scenario, though? I know you're saying that some people, that what are you getting out by redoing workouts? But what about people who execute incorrect, who are giving their best but execute incorrectly? I think in that scenario, it's kind of like the shuttle run burpee one, and they think, "Fuck, I could have gotten 5 extra burpees. If I had just done this instead of this. I don't mean for this
comp.
No,
I think if you need to redo because you're trying to go to the games, it's different.
Okay.
And I think if you need to redo a workout in this. But if it's like the open or something like that, if people are just doing it for, for pride and stuff, just try and give your best effort. If you need to redo it once, 100%, like speak to your coach and you can change things around, or you want to try and do slightly better. It's great to get up a leaderboard, but I think you need to train how you play on game day. I think a lot of people need to do that a bit more.
A last little call to action for people. If you're smarter than me, that's not going to be hard. If you're smarter than Zane, that's more of a challenge. Going down to the Heat 1 app, sponsored by We Prefer the Hate. You can get your programming. $500. All picks must be submitted by 12 p.m. Eastern Friday. So that's in 29 hours. You can pick who you think is going to qualify. That's cool. $500. It's easy. Free money. All right. I think we're good. I think I'm kind of happy with that. Is Grace going to do it? Yeah. Yeah. Is Tia going to do it? Cool. Thanks for coming on, Zane. I appreciate you giving up your time. Thanks for everybody engaging and watching. I know it's a terrible time to have a show, but we're at the mercy of time difference. And Zane is in Australia and I'm in the middle, and then the Americans are still asleep. But yeah, if you watch it back and you disagree with anything that Zane said, or that you're far more likely to disagree with something that I said, but you just leave a comment. Who do you think is going to miss out? And if you want to really get involved, tonight in 8 hours, myself, Taylor Self, John Young, and Seth Page are going to debate what female is most at risk of not qualifying, what male is most at risk of not qualifying, and what CrossFitter would you least like to fight? Because just a bit of lightheartedness. So you can come watch that. The spin is on in 12 hours, 20 minutes as well. Not this little fucking snake. Colton, is anyone in the world going to beat you if you do that burpee workout? I don't think
he's already fucking made it, so he's just taking the piss now.
Yeah. He's like a happy little elf going around with his games ticket. All right, thanks for watching. Thanks for, whatever, being involved. Subscribe if you haven't already. I'm supposed to say that all the time and I always forget. Zane, thank you very much. Good luck to Grace this weekend. Thank you.